What's going on, people? The NFL season is here, which means it's also the end of Hard Knocks. So, on this week's episode of Overtime, presented to you by Technical Foul Podcast, we're going to be covering the last three episodes of Overtime. So, episode three, I said of Overtime. Excuse me. The last three episodes of Hard Knocks. So, we're going to be talking about episode 3, 4, and 5 in this week's show. So, without further ado, we're just going to get right on into it.
What's happening, Captain? It's your boy TIMKINZ, the number 3, aka Ass Catcher, aka Mr. Give It To Me. Moving and grooving around this motherfucker. How y'all doing this afternoon, evening, good morning, wherever you at, whatever time.
I'm the RJ.
Only known as
The RJ.
And I'm Camille, point guard of the crew, the real life Tifa Lockhart, the girl next door. You know, holding it down for all the women who love sports.
And it's your boy K Harris, the gentleman.
The gentleman.
The everyday gentleman.
24/7.
But better known as K Diddy.
Take that. Now, as we said, we're going to be covering Hard Knocks. So, episode 3, it's a while ago. One thing I want to say, I'll wake up to it was more relevant. So, episode 3 kicked off really good speech from Coach Dan Campbell, talking about getting the last bit of that losing off of him. He had little props. He had the pants with the dust in it. He was flopping it around. We got to get rid of this. We got to get it off of us.
I love him, dude.
That's a good analogy, man. He is a good coach. I love him too.
Yeah.
But he's right. Like that line between winning and losing is very thin. Like he's like, y'all doing stuff and you're dropping interceptions, you're fumbling play, like you fumbling games away. We got to get rid of that to take that next step. It's a no lies detected for me.
Yeah, I like his passion.
Yes.
He's a very enthusiastic gentleman.
That's what that comedian was saying in that episode too. When he came in, he was doing his best Hulk Hogan impression of him and everything. I was like, "Who do you think he is, man?"
Hey, I was throwing tomatoes at his monkey ass, bro. Tomato. I get it done.
I like you got a chuckle out of me.
He had a few.
He had a lot of misses though. I'm sorry.
Okay, so on the scale of 1 to 5, in your comic opinion, what would you rate? What was his name? Josh Adams, I believe. Let me look. How funny is he to you, Ken?
I'll give him a 3. I ain't gonna
Josh
do him
Adams,
like
averagely funny.
Yeah, he average.
And what are you on this scale?
Oh, I'm a good 4.5. I ain't the funniest, but I'm definitely above average.
4.5 is above average.
Yeah, out of 5.
Out of 5.
Out of 5?
Out of 4.5 is well above average, nigga. That's almost perfect.
Yeah, I'm damn near. I'm not perfect though. Damn near. Damn near. I mean, we still got Campbell.
What does that Denzel mean, bro? I wish I had
a few. We got a few cats out there that's funnier to me, but you know.
He said, "Ain't that many."
Yeah.
But he did sound like Eric when he was talking about them doing them up downs. He was like, "Coach ain't really do all them up downs." And that's what Eric was saying.
He was struggling.
Yeah,
he was cheating, bro.
Yeah, I also had the thought where he was like, yeah, he put on that the wrist tape for the effect.
Hey, as soon as you got done, man, my wrist. I fucked my wrist.
Yeah, I messed my wrist up. Yeah, I was in my house and I just tripped over the dog and
All right, AD. Like, chill out.
But it was, I mean, the episode was interesting. We got to learn a little bit more about some of the role players, some of the guys really trying to make the roster in episode 3. Running back Craig Reynolds. They had the scene where they cut to him like in there with his brother on the FaceTime, and it's like, oh, okay, like, you know, we sitting here, you know, trying to figure it out, like, okay, like they close, they ribbing each other, they love each other, okay, I feel it. And then they cut him, see he's in jail, and it's like, oh, I did not see that coming.
Yeah, when they set it up, I'm like, I started Googling, I'm like, who's Eric Reynolds? Like, cause, you know, they said like, you know, his brother played football. I'm like, oh, I just assumed he's the brother of like an NFL player or something. No,
right,
he's not.
But that was tough. I was like, it was super jarring. Where I was like, I did not expect to see this happen in this way right now. But like, I feel the story. I understand. It makes sense to me. Like,
Nah, bro, that was a curveball, like something out of a thriller.
Out of a thriller.
I thought his brother's like Josh Reynolds or some shit like that. So I'm expecting him to pop up on the phone or something. It's like Eric Reynolds. I was like, oh, maybe that's big bro.
Big bro.
No relation. No relation.
That's quite the swerve, and bro stopped something. Yeah, I'm glad you stopped smiling. I was like, oh,
like, yeah.
Like, I understand.
Okay. And when he was talking to his brother, he's like, yeah, man, it's just hard. You know, I'm in this room. And it's like, I'm in this room all day. And his brother just sitting there like, I understand. I'm like, man, what? Like, all right, but
those situations are hard because it's like you try not to be insensitive, but because you just be talking, but then
you end up being insensitive on accident.
Mm-hmm. But then if it's your brother, you feel like you can just talk anyway. You know,
but it's always my thing with the insensitivity. Like, okay, I didn't mean it, but at the same time, you knew I didn't mean it like that. Why would you take it that way?
Yeah, we family, so you already.
It goes both ways.
Me. Yeah, you're right.
And it seemed to your point, like he didn't really take it all that hard. Like he turned that into a chance to give his brother a big motivational speech. Like, yo, like do something with your life. Keep moving forward. Get it done. Lil bro was listening, at least in this episode. Like his path to the Lions was, you know, looking pretty good. And
he had a couple good runs to that preseason game.
And they also highlighted the offensive tackle. I think his name is Obena. I'm not gonna say his name is Easy. I was like, that's a cold last name.
Yeah.
Easy.
Except for when you're offensive lineman, like you don't want to be known as easy. Like
my man said he was only playing for 7 years.
He moved to America 7 years ago, and that's when he first heard of football. Like,
that's nuts.
Came over
the
NFL. Like,
when they mentioned, when his wife mentioned the fact like his parents don't even understand exactly what he is got going on over here. Like they just know he's playing some sport, but they don't understand like the magnitude of it. And he hasn't seen his parents since he left and got to America 7 years ago. It's like I'm really rooting for this kid. Like I was like really like I hope he makes this team.
That's a wild. If you really think of like that's a wild transition within less than a decade. Within the decade of you moving to America, not only did you change countries, move to a whole new place, got whole different laws, rules, things like that, try to work your way up through that normal corporate ladder. Now all of a sudden, you're about to be a professional in the National Football League, one of the select top, what was it, 15% or some shit like that? There's millions of people that play football. You moved over here within 7 years, never played the sport, and they're trying out at this point for a NFL professional squad.
I mean, that is the honest story.
Wild.
Spirit is it's talent. Like that's not easy to do.
That's kind of like what he was saying at, like when he was breaking down like the two groups of players that they're looking at. We got the people that are like the tryhards that do everything right that might not have like the physical tools, and it's like we need players like that. But then there are also the ones that are like just naturally gifted, and y'all need to kind of step it up because y'all need to show us that it's something in there that we can get out. So. You know, like those are two camps essentially. Like, because if you get people that combine it together, like they're definitely on the team. You know what I mean? Like, those are your stars. Like the people that work, like you know, they're on the bubble, but also have like the natural talent to make them superstars.
he had me cracking up at one point because they was on the line and he was like, kill. He looked over like, kill what? I was like, no, don't kill the quarterback.
Could you imagine being the other offensive lineman? Like, as soon as that, like, you're in a game situation and the guy next to you says, kill what?
You look dead at him. You gonna look dead at him because dude did. He turned his head, looked at him, was like,
But to your point about like English not being his first language, and then that being not just slang, but like a specific like jargon, right? Like growing up knowing English, like kill means like okay, it means like dead something, but like yeah, I get it. Like it's a culture shock and a language barrier.
Yeah.
They
also highlighted undrafted wide receiver Khalil Pimpleton during this episode. He got to show off his little juggling skills.
Like the first time he called him pimp, I'm like, that's racist. Because he called him pimp. They told us what his name was. I'm like, you can't call no black man pimp in 2022.
That's pimp.
What up, pimp?
Is this?
I'm gonna start singing 50 Cent. You keep playing with me. What up, blood?
My man's a hella drops, though, bro. Like that's
definitely got butterfingers.
Less time juggling, more time on the jug machine.
Bro,
He
it helped with my hand-eye coordination. You know what else does? Catching footballs.
God damn, bro. I like that kid, man. I'm sorry.
I do too. But I'm saying, like, you know, like you a wide receiver, you got to be able to catch. Like
he a corner now. You better be a corner. Goddamn.
I don't know what episode it was. He was in the game and dropped it, and the guy was like, "It's all right, bro." Man, that ain't good.
It was David Block. It was a perfect pass. Hit that man.
Yeah, it was perfect. Yeah.
It was a perfect pass.
Like even his tryout with the Giants, like he was dropping passes.
He was dropping every goddamn thing. We're like, come on, bro.
He got like what? Hey, that's just what they showed us. We don't even really know how many actually.
No. Even the coach said, like, "Hey, you had some drops." Like,
but you came back from it. It shows resilience. It's like, have you been watching Hard Knocks like that?
You've been watching like everybody that done came on this show since episode 3. Yeah, last week y'all was, and this week y'all was like, bro. Okay, y'all gonna watch the show and come on the next week and start talking about what we did last week.
I feel like another highlight of episode 3 was around Jamal Williams and how he handled that joint practice with the Colts. Because we as Packer fans over here, well, 3 out of 4 of us.
Nah, all 4.
Oh, come on, man. Here we go.
Like, we know he's funny. Like, he's super personable, but, like, dude turned up.
He's passionate, like, in all ways.
Yeah, he hella passionate. I love it.
I don't know. Like, I feel like if he wasn't a starter and, like, an integral part of that team, like, that was the example of what Dan Campbell was talking about he didn't want in the practice. Like, go up to the line, but don't cross the line. Like, he crossed the line a couple times.
Yeah, he did.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know, because during that practice, he wasn't wrong. Like,
he was extra.
I'm saying, like, he was like I get it being competitive and like talking shit, but like then he was like going out of his way to like antagonize people like the entire time. Like if the other person had retaliated, like that would have started a brawl. Like it's just the other person had self-control because like he was ready to go.
He seemed like he's always ready to go if he ain't on the same team as him.
And while he was sitting there hollering, Coach Deuce Staley had no voice. He was cussing him out in whispers.
I'd have like, hey, he would have been mad at me. I'd be like, what? What? Huh?
He'd have cussed you out something serious. Get your motherfucker out of here.
All them whispers. I thought you.
I can hear. It's okay. I got something for your ass.
Okay.
But they ended up playing the Colts. You sound just like them. They played the Colts in the preseason game after those joint practices, and our quarterback from last week, the week before this one, who was messing up, David Blau. He redeemed himself a bit in week 3 in episode 3. I'll say.
Throws.
Mm-hmm.
They won. I can't say Campbell. Jesus, Dan Campbell gave a speech that I could relate to at the end of that game where he said, "Winning is winning. I don't really care what you're winning at. It always feels good. Like a win is a win. Like I could be having the dumbest competition, and if I beat you, I'm gonna feel some type of way. Like my godson Tim's son, he was like, "Let's do a little foot race," and I said, "Okay." He took off before I took off, but who won? Me. It was a child. I didn't care. I won.
Hey, he got you back later. Break the ice.
Oh, fam.
Malik is like undefeated in like 30 matches on break the ice.
Oh, he be cheating. First of all, he cheat at the game. I'm gonna learn. I'm gonna beat him in that too. When I do, I'm gonna celebrate.
You over here working his toes. We all 30 trying to beat his ass.
But he went funny. Before we move on, he didn't want to play Tim and Don't Break the Ice. But he played me. He played his other TT. Got to Tim. He said, "No, thank you."
I like
he knew y'all was light work.
Right. He's like, "I've never played them before." And he's like, "Dad, I want to still be the champ. I ain't trying to play Dad right now." But before we move on to episode 4, did y'all have any other thoughts around episode 3?
No, I have a question at the end after all 5 of these, though.
Okay.
So it is in relation to 3, I guess.
You want to ask it now, or you want to wait?
Oh wait, I did have I had notes on my note phone.
My note phone.
Oh, so just a couple of them. Jamal gonna fuck somebody up conversation between Randall and Deuce Staley. He was sitting there watching him, and he was throwing that ball with his hands. Like, he gonna fuck somebody up, bro. Like that was legit. Like, that's a legit old conversation that we be in the back. Like, hey, look at him, look at his goofy ass. He look at somebody crying, and then his ass gonna be writing a check. I thought that was funny. I was surprised to see how many passes that he dropped, though, knowing that he was over in Green Bay. He's one of our pass catchers. Like, he had that many, like, just from that one episode. I'm like, God damn, Jamal, what? You can go to Detroit immediately fit in, don't you? Like,
that could just be editing too. Like, they're trying to show like how bad the practice was. Like, those could have been his only 2 drops, and they just used it.
Fair point. Same point we used it up with Pimp, except the opposite way.
Yeah. Craig Reynolds' story with his brother was quite the turn. David Blau made some great throws. Pimp is slipping. And 18-play drive is wild.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, that drive was nuts.
I was like, bro, how many plays?
That drive was
I know. Easy was exhausted after that because there's like about his cardio wasn't great at the beginning of camp.
Boy, 18 plays.
That's how he played every snap of it too.
That's a great drive though.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's probably a quarter and a half.
That's a big drive.
I mean, it could.
Then half a quarter. It has to be 18. You know how long that clock running? Ain't even a fourth.
Yeah, but you said a quarter and a half. Like, no, it's a half a quarter.
Half a quarter.
Accurate. It's a big ass difference.
Hey, 18 plays is a long ass time, bro. 40's on the clock.
Yeah, but 7.5 minutes versus 20 something.